What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. A little bit of a red Monday. Red Monday. Mondays are liars, though, guys. Mondays are liars. What's going to happen? We're going to get into it. We wicked. Look at this weird candle, guys. We wicked as low as $114,386, and we wicked as high as $116,276. That is quite the swing on this candle. Where will we close it? That's the question on everybody's mind. It's going to be one of those weeks. This candle for me represents what this week is going to look like. Just a whole bunch of indecisiveness, in my opinion, right? It's going to be up, it's going to be down. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows how the markets are going to respond to the rate cut, right? So, yeah. All right, let's get into the super chats. Your boy, my guy, my dude, bought this with profits from the new gem you dropped, Future. Hey, absolutely, man. Yes. You know what? We're going to have a look at it. We're going to have a look at it, guys. Cannot shake this damn cough. We're going to have a look at our call, guys. Now, listen, we called this project a few days ago over on the Patreon, right? This is just one of the gems we dropped over there a few days ago, back down when we had this red candle, right? Now, if you got in where we called this project, guys, Avantis, okay? We called this 3 days ago, 4 days ago, something like that. So if you took profits right now, if you're on the Patreon and you got into this project when we called it and you've held, you're up almost 300% on this call. If you sell where it is right now, if you had sold where it topped, where it peaked to, you would have sold at a 466% return, right? Guys, this is why you want to be on the Patreon. If you are sitting on the sidelines right now and you're saying, I'm not paying the price of a cup of coffee to join a community, you missed out on the potential 466% return, right? So let's just figure that out real quick, okay? So for the price of a cup of coffee, my friends, let's say you dropped $1,000 into it when we called it, right? You at a 466% return, you would have turned that $1,000 into $5,660 had you dropped 10 G bars into it. You would have walked away, if you had put 10 grand into the call when we called it, you would have walked away with $56,600. But you want to save the price of a cup of coffee. So you missed it, right? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I digress, right? What else do we have? Amazing coins. Let's go. Rob, hit the like and subscribe or no bull run. Rob will keep it in the basement. Yes. If you do not hit the like button and the subscribe button, I will prevent the bull run, the altcoin season from happening until you do, right? Because I have that ability. Absolutely. Ramona, let's get those likes up, people, please. Yes, absolutely, guys. Smash the like. Phil says, hey, Rob, I hope you're feeling better besides Asui AI. What are your best AI plays? Tarz AI, Cookie, two fantastic ones right there, man. Two fantastic ones right there. Okay. By the way, guys, the link to the Patreon to join our community is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. Let's get into the chat a little bit, see what everybody's talking about. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Quentin, what's going on, buddy? I see you, my guy. J Money in the house. What's going on? Bulbasaur, big things popping, little things stopping. Cody, what's up, man? Good afternoon, everyone. Danny, Jack Stacked and Fanny Packed. ready for another run in the World of Warcraft today. Big C, what's up, man? Good to see you. Cody, please smash the like button. I'm like number 8. There you go. Blad, do you think this Monday is a liar? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But here's the thing, guys. If you're looking for somebody that's going to be able to accurately tell you how this week is going to play out, you're not going to find that person, okay? Nobody knows how this week is going to play out. It is a very, very potentially volatile week. So listen, strap in, strap on. You're going to have to pay attention every single day, right? Because there's a lot going on, guys. Trump's meeting with China. Just so much happening, guys. Rate cuts, just so much, right? Candyman, what's up, buddy? I bought my wife a mood ring. When she's in a good mood, the ring turns blue, but when she's in a bad mood, it leaves a big red spot in the middle of my forehead. Nice. Well played, brother. Well played. I cannot seem to shake this cough. It's driving me crazy at this point. JNF, what's going on? Also, do you think Powell will be neutral? No. Why are people asking me if Powell's going to be neutral? Oh, you mean moving forward? Okay, sorry. I thought you meant like neutral as in he was going to not cut rates and just pause. I don't. It's a hard sell to say that he's going to be neutral, but it's a hard sell that he's not going to be neutral, right? I mean, there's a very, very strong possibility that Powell says, okay, we cut rates in September. We're going to wait. We're going to pause in October to see how things play out further, and then possibly have another rate cut in, I don't know, November, right? It's possible he says that. It's possible he says, we're not cutting rates again this year at all. And it's possible that he says, you know, he implies that we're going to have another rate cut in October. So, like, it's so close, guys, right? We're talking neck and neck here. That's what I'm saying. The only person that knows right now is Powell. That's it, man. That is it. Cody, the like button gives us all the luck. Yes, Strawberry Dragon in the house. What's going on? Ripar, I voted for green because that is what I'm hoping for. There you go. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's stay focused. Keep our bags packed so we can get this money. Yes, Beebs. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Watching on both channels. My guy, my fam, Beebs. Thank you so much, man. Guys, we got 215 people watching. We have 82 likes. Wow, we are almost at 100 likes. Let's get it to 100, guys. 20 more. Let's go. H. Barbarina in the house. Isho, how insanely bullish is that new Zebek commercial chat? Everything Zebek is extremely bullish, my friend. Everything. Ray, what's up, man? He says, hey, crypto family, hit the like button. And like Rob says, there will be red days that all you can do is sit on your hands. Absolutely. Lord of the Realm, what's happening? Kizza, my guy, happy start to the week, Rob. They are flying this year. I know you're not a fan of crypto banter. I don't dislike crypto banter, but it just seems like every single time I have crypto banter on in the background, he's saying that the market's going to dump, and he's always wrong when he says it, right? I get the impression that he says it for clicks, right? Because bad news always gets clicks over good news. So I don't dislike him. I think he's a smart guy. I don't have anything against him. I think that he's intentionally bearish on purpose to get clicks. That's all, right? I watched a video on YouTube today, and he said he was mentioning when leverage on alts is higher than BTC, it has signaled a top. Yeah, so he's probably calling for a top, right? Is that what he was saying? Like, I didn't even read what you said, and I just called it. He's always saying something about the market crashing. Always, right? He never says anything about the market going up or parabolic or bullish or anything. It's always negative, click, click, click. That's all I see with crypto banter. Myriad, 20 cents. Let's go. Absolutely. As always, God bless you and your family. God bless you too, my friend. Yeah, that Zebek Uphold announcement, they're actually streaming a payroll for the NBA and NHL. Well, we're still waiting for the official announcement. I don't think we've actually seen an announcement yet. Let me check. I haven't I haven't been over on their X yet today, so let me have a little looky-loo here. I'll just go right to ZBEX X account. Oh, there it is. Yeah, we've got a commercial. I can't play it because it's got music in the background and I'll get copyright dinged, but I can play it actually without the sound. I'll play it with no sound, right? Let's see what the implications are. You can feel it, the pulse of progress, the beat of a new system, money that moves with the same energy as the game. No more waiting, just pure constant movement or momentum, a flow powered by ZBEC. Secured by Uphold, this is stadium takeover. The game is finally yours. Absolutely mega bullish, my friends. You love it. You love it. Guys, listen. Everyone who is bearish on ZBEC, who is fighting it and stuff like that, they look so stupid now, right? And that's why you don't just believe any Tom, Dick, and Harry online who spreads misinformation, right? Absolutely bullish, man. AF, what's up? Happy Monday, guys. Yes, Monday, my favorite day of the week, guys. It's a great day to have a great day. Absolutely. Best thing to do is DCA and join our Patreon community. Thanks, Brother Roberts, for taking care of us. Hey, absolutely, man. You know what? It's funny because everything's been kind of sideways and red and boring, but everybody over on the Patreon is printing money with that AVNT call that we made, right? Absolutely fantastic. The trading group has been knocking it out of the park as well. I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. Everybody over there is winning while people over on YouTube are sitting there asking why nothing's happening, right? Cryptus, what's going on? Continue to stay patient. There you go. AZ Marine, Avantis, baby. Yep, absolutely. Encourage somebody. What's up? Thoughts on Epic Chain? I don't really know anything about Epic Chain, though I think I'm going to have a look at it because I keep getting asked about it. Mary, remember that crypto is the transfer of wealth from the inpatient to the patient, as Rob often says. Absolutely. Thanks for the new gem, Brother Rob. Hey, no problem, man. Got in late to the gem. It sucks. Hey, that gem, you know what? Avantis isn't done, man. It could still do very, very well from where it's still early. It's still early, man. Over the top, what's going on? Alfredo, what's happening, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Shannon's in the house. Ari's here hanging out with us. Milk Money. Zemzido, hey man, can you please do a Jasmine analysis on when it will reach 5 cents? Probably, I could see it hitting 5 cents. I mean, we got to see what happens at the end of this month. We've got the rate cut, how the market's going to respond, at least before the end of October anyways. Minimum, I would have to say. Milk Money, what's up, man? Hit the likes, not the nuts. Absolutely. My wife has the same cough. Better Rob. Yeah, Brother Rob, it sucks. Yeah, my wife's got it now too. I gave it to her. So she's got like the hairline fracture in her arm, and now she has the cough as well. So that's really a nuisance. DH, only in crypto is a couple months a long time to wait. The higher Bitcoin goes, the bigger. Yes, exactly. Jared, happy Monday, man. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Hey, Rob, could you please take a peek at Peak for me, please? Altcoin requests go in the goals tab at the top, guys. People have kind of steered away from that because I've been doing all of the requests. Dennis, what's up, man? Guys, long time no see. Yes, absolutely, man. Good to see you again, buddy. Good to see you. Okay, we're caught up in the chat. Let's get into the news just a little bit, guys. But I wanted to get into Bitcoin dominance first. Wanted to have a look at that. So I left my little squigglies here from about 4 days ago. I told you guys, 3 days ago. I told you guys we're likely going to come back up to about 60% on Bitcoin dominance. Probably after the rate cut, we'll see Bitcoin make a resurgence. That is going to enable Bitcoin to put in another new all-time high, probably somewhere between $135,000 and $145,000. and altcoins will start to melt their way upwards following Bitcoin's lead. But yeah, and as we can see, Bitcoin dominance has actually spiked to the upside as a result. So yeah. Life on Mars, my friend had that cough for over a month. It's rough. Yeah, it's really a nuisance, man. I've had it for like 3 weeks now, and it's driving me nuts. Kizza says, I was watching Thinking Crypto live today. He's asking about Zebek. He said he didn't know much about it, and then asked him if he was in an interview with Zebek and Proppy. He said he wasn't. Yeah, Thinking Crypto is a good channel. I like Thinking Crypto. I like Tony. He does a lot of good interviews. Daryl, good to see you. Myrdid, what's up, buddy? My guy, much love, brother. Absolutely. Brock, I do know that Epic Chain is associated with Epic Games. Oh, nice. There you go. There you go. Epic Games. That's a big name, man. That's a big name. All right. So Bitcoin dominance, that is established. As always, guys, we got to give a quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet. Not your keys, not your coins, guys. Use our link down below. Get yourself a 2-for-1 deal on the biometric wallet today. You can swap, take profits, and even stake your crypto right on your Decent wallet. Let's go. Okay, let's get into some of the news. I found this a little bit funny. Check this out. Big change at Coinbase. Work has begun on the base token. They said we won't release. What? Jesse Polak, one of the core developers of Base, the Ethereum Base Layer 2 network of Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, said the project is exploring launching its own token. This move by Coinbase comes months after the Kraken-developed Inc. network announced that it would be launching an Inc. token. The statement from Jesse Polak marks a sharp reversal in Coinbase's previous rhetoric, as Coinbase representatives have consistently stated, and this is where it gets funny, that they had no plans to issue a token for Base, which currently uses Ethereum as a gas token. So they made Base network. They claimed that they would absolutely never create a Base token for the network. And here we are, and they're creating a Base token for the network. The following statements were made. Now this is, guys, this is going to be another one of those projects like World Liberty Financial. And what I mean by that is it's probably going to be a good token to hold in the future. However, I would not personally, not financial advice, this token, when they launch it, is probably going to get listed everywhere all at once, just like World Liberty Financial. It's going to pump like crazy before it gets listed everywhere, and then it's going to get listed. Everyone's going to start buying it on exchanges, and it's going to dump because the early investors are going to dump on you, okay? So if you want to get the Base token, if you cannot get it early before it gets listed everywhere else, I would wait until after it pumps and then after it dumps, then establish a position. That's what I would personally do, right? Not financial advice. You do what you got to do. If you can get in early, I mean, have at it, right? But JD Beats, howdy Rob, been on, nice. There he is, man. There he is. Kizza, he probably signed an NDA, yeah. Edgar, Rob, what we think of the new Zebek and Uphold news today? We just covered that a moment ago. I'm going to talk more about it in a video later today as well. But obviously, I mean, it's very clearly mega bullish news, right? Mega bullish news. So, been camping in the woods for the last 7 days. Looks like I have a lot to catch up on. Absolutely, Beats. Absolutely, John. When we feel Avante will run again. I mean, it's probably not done running yet, honestly. If Bitcoin turns around this afternoon and starts to climb, Avantis is going to start climbing as well, right? So I don't think it's done yet. The following statements were made in a post on by the X account. Base begins exploring a network token. We're in the early stages of exploration and don't have any details to share about timing, design, or governance. We're committed to taking the community with us and building in the open. While Coinbase acknowledged that the Base token is researching a token, it added it has no definitive plans to share it. I get the hiccups at this time. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong also confirmed the plans, but shared that there is no certainty. So Coinbase, after stating that they would not create a Base token, are creating a Base token. I'm not surprised, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing or anything like that. But I mean, just don't make public statements saying we're never doing this and then do it a couple months later, right? That's all. Right? If you don't know whether you're going to make a token or not, just don't say anything, right? I don't know. That's just me talking. Right? What do I know? I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Altcoin season index hits 72 as Bitcoin dominance drops. The altcoin season index has surged to 72 out of 100, marking a fresh local high. This metric is often used by traders to gauge whether capital is flowing more into altcoins than Bitcoin. A reading above 70 typically signals that the start of a strong altcoin cycle, and that's exactly what the market is seeing right now. Adding to this, Bitcoin dominance has slipped to a 7-month low, confirming that investors are shifting attention towards other cryptocurrencies. Lower Bitcoin dominance means altcoins are outperforming, giving traders more reason to diversify their portfolios. The latest rally is not just about smaller projects. Leading altcoins are making headlines too. Tokens like BNB, MNT, Hype, and Pump have all hit new all-time highs, proving that demand is rising for established players in the altcoin market. BNB continues to hold its position as a top utility token, while MNT and Hype are recently gained momentum due to the strong community support. Meanwhile, Pump, a more speculative play, has surprised many with a rapid climb. Actually, it did not surprise us over on the Patreon, because about a week and a half ago, I told everybody to buy pump.fun, because we do morning market overviews every single day. And I said, guys, this is a fantastic time to buy pump.fun. And since then, it has pumped almost 200%. So it's not a surprise to us because we called it, right? With the altcoin season index climbing higher and more tokens breaking all-time highs, traders are now asking the big question: which altcoin could explode next? While no one can predict with certainty, history shows that when Bitcoin dominance weakens, mid-caps and emerging altcoins have experienced a large percentage gain. Investors should watch for strong fundamentals, active communities, and tokens that benefit from current market narratives. As altcoin momentum continues, the coming weeks could bring new surprises across the market. Are we headed towards it? Let's go look at the altcoin season index. Yeah, she's still climbing, guys. We're sitting at a 78 now on the altcoin season index. Jack stacked at fanny packed, my friends, getting ready to go. Back in December, we got as high as 88? That is nice. Yes, you like it. When Swiftcoin hits 20 cents, I'm taking you to Calgary Flames game, Rob. Your recent gem was a beauty. Thanks for all you do, Rob Father. Hey, absolutely, man. Thank you. Absolutely. We nailed it, baby. We absolutely crushed it. That's what we do. Okay, let's continue on here. What else do we have? Let's go have a look over at Squawk Box this morning. What's happening over there? So this has really been an earnings-led bull market so far.
Kicking off its two-day meeting on interest rates tomorrow. I want to take a closer look at the markets right now with Ed Yardeni, Yardeni Research President. Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you.
We're all trying to figure out where this is all headed. I think we're at a quarter point, but I don't know. Some people are now suggesting maybe we get half a point.
It's a stretch, it's possible, but I'm like everybody else in the quarter point camp. I've actually been in the camp that said, hey, I don't know if we even need that because the economy is doing quite well. Labor market's been weak, but the GDP numbers are strong. So could it be that productivity is actually making a pretty nice comeback? If it is, that would explain the kind of discrepancy.
Is that an AI comeback, AI story? What is that to you?
It could be partly AI, but I think what really has motivated the productivity surge, I think, is the shortage of labor, particularly skilled labor. And companies, that's why, initial claims, at least until last week, remained very, very low. And I think layoffs are going to remain very low because companies are holding on to their workers and trying to augment their productivity.
Right. In terms of the equity markets right now, baked into the cake already is a quarter point. So after that happens, let's say that happens, does the market go up on the back of that news because it's confirmatory, or does it say, we were actually hoping for more?
Yeah, well, I think the market's hoping for 25 and would be pleasantly surprised by 50 basis points. But 50 basis points really would create a melt-up situation in the market where I think you'd see the market going up too quickly on valuation. Right now, valuation isn't cheap. We've got a 22 times forward PE. This has really been an earnings-led bull market. We took that dive. Remember, the last recession was during the pandemic and only lasted 2 months. And then it took us a few months to recover. And since that point where we recovered what we lost, we're up 100% on the S&P 500 and forward earnings are up 100%. So it's been a surprisingly robust earnings environment, especially this year in the face of tariffs, DOGE, and all the other policy uncertainties.
And so when you think, though, about the unevenness of this market, you talked about earnings. Yes, 22 P of 22 on a forward-looking basis.
Not cheap.
But not cheap.
No.
But super uneven, meaning there's some companies that are pulling those numbers in crazy ways.
Well, as you're right. I mean, the Magnificent Seven are about over 30 times forward earnings. And then what I call the impressive 493, I think they have been impressive and will get even more so. I think, those multiples are around 19, which isn't dirt cheap, but it's certainly fairer value than what we're seeing in the Magnificent Seven. But the Magnificent Seven have demonstrated over and over again that something that we haven't seen, I think, ever in the past, where large companies just grow double-digit earnings.
I want to just go with this idea of just how strong the economy is, because you're saying you believe it's actually very strong, to the point where I think you might not even cut a quarter point.
Exactly. I mean, I kind of see a similarity between now and what happened last year. Last year, the Fed lowered interest rates by 100 basis points from September to December, and the bond yield went up 100 basis points because it turned out the economy wasn't all that weak and inflation wasn't at 2% yet. It was still elevated around 3%.
So do you think that the reason they'd be doing this is just because of the political pressure? What's your thought here?
Well, I think it's the political pressure, but they also have obviously an excuse here. I mean, they are data dependent and they don't necessarily agree with my interpretation of the labor market. The labor market data has been weak. There's been a downward revision, but I don't think the GDP numbers are going to get revised. So I think the productivity numbers are going to get revised up. If we've got now productivity-led economic growth, then interest rates are basically where they should be. If they lower them, then the risk is that you get a melt up in the stock market and then you get a meltdown.
So you look at things completely apolitically.
I try to.
Yeah, I've never seen any bias in the things that you lay out on this. What do you think of everything that has been layered on this politically, and how do you sort through it?
Well, I've been doing this for a few years, and one of my mantras that I've learned over the years is it's truly amazing how well the U.S. economy and the U.S. stock market have done despite Washington. Everybody's bias is to see the headlines, to look at fiscal monetary policy, all the politics. And my attitude is, wait a second, look at all the rest of us, all of us working stiffs that are doing an amazingly great job of running companies, running our businesses, working. And despite the...
What do you think about where the markets are right now? You had the S&P 500 hit an all-time high during the trading session intraday. You have the NASDAQ close at a new high.
Well, since 2020, I've been talking about the roaring 2020s, and so far so good.
Does that mean you think we've got another 4 years to go or so?
I got the market over 10,000 by the end of the decade. So yeah, and then I started talking about the roaring 2030s. I mean, the 1920s ended badly because of tariffs. And this time around, we're kind of stress testing the global economy with a tariff issue now. And we got stock markets around the world at record highs despite that. That didn't happen in the early 30s. And so I think the resilience of the global economy, the US economy, earnings, companies being able to use productivity, technology to increase their earnings, all that adds up to a bull market that continues.
Does it not matter what the Fed does, or does it help even more if the Fed cuts rates heading into what you are?
Well, I think it matters in the sense that if I think we're at neutral. I mean, the unemployment rate is 4.3%. The inflation rate is basically around 3%, still about a percentage point higher than the 2%. So we're kind of there. When the kids in the back say, "Are we there yet?" Well, we're kind of there in terms of the right level of interest rates, in my opinion. If the Fed continues to cut here, then the risk is that the valuation multiple starts to lead the market up instead of earnings. And melt-ups are followed by meltdowns.
First article I saw this morning, I didn't read it, but it was, and I don't want to say where it was because I look at a lot of different sources, but it was, look for the S&P to suffer its biggest weekly decline since April after the Fed cuts.
I doubt it.
That's the sell on the news.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I kind of
People have to write articles.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I doubt it, because I think the real surprise this year has been the resilience of the economy.
Nothing has hurt it either.
And earnings.
Market or the economy.
Yeah, earnings were much better in the first quarter than expected, much better than expected in the second quarter. And I think we have to take, it goes to the adage here, is like, look how well our companies are doing despite the turmoil of policy
turmoil, but how are they eating the tariffs? That's the thing. And we had Gary Cohn on who said that they're laying off people.
Yeah, they're
not hiring.
Yeah,
people.
I just actually wrote it up. Part of the answer is it looks as though Chinese companies are actually cutting their prices in an effort to offset. So they're eating some of it.
That's good.
Companies are offsetting some of it with productivity, and consumers are taking the hit and some consumer durable goods.
So you think we're at a neutral position right now? I don't know if I entirely agree with that, but I think we do need some rate cuts, right? Tola, my guy, what's up, man? Thank you for all you do. I sent you a private message in the Patreon. Yeah, I have 17 DMs over on the Patreon today I got to get to, so I will get to it. I promise, my friend. I promise. Okay. Kizza, take all the money you can get this bull run. I think the end of 2026, 2027 will be real bad. Kizza, I agree with you 100%, man. Because what we're doing right now, we're going to start printing money. We're going to start cutting rates. What we're doing is kicking the can down the road for a year or two, right? We're going to start running into the same problems again. And I agree. I think that the housing market, the stock market, the crypto market, I think the best thing that you're gonna be in at that time over the next after this bull run's over, maybe after Q1 of next year, the best thing you can be in for about a year is cash. And then we're gonna start over the Patreon. We're gonna start deploying our cash, our capital, back into the markets, right? Not just crypto, stocks, crypto, precious metals, housing markets, everything we can get our hands on. We're gonna be scooping up everything, man, at rock bottom prices. I agree. Craig, what's up, man? Long time no see. Finally caught alive in a while. Hope all portfolios go up. Absolutely. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. All right, Ethereum advantage. Why Ethereum holding firms are poised for superior resilience. The cryptocurrency market's recent volatility has sent ripples through publicly listed companies holding digital assets. Many have seen their market net asset value drop below 1, sparking concerns among investors. But what if there's a strategic differentiator emerging in this challenging landscape? Standard Charter's head of crypto research, Jeff Kendrick, highlights a significant Ethereum advantage for firms navigating these turbulent waters. Kat, good to see you. Good to see you. In recent weeks, the market's downturn has significantly impacted companies that have embraced cryptocurrencies as part of their balance sheets. Kendrick noted that their MNAV falling below 1 is a clear indicator of market pressure. This situation prompts a critical question for corporate strategists. How can companies not only survive but thrive in an evolving digital asset ecosystem? Standard Charter's analysis suggests a divergence of resilience. While all crypto holding firms face headwinds, those with an exposure to Ethereum appear to possess inherent strengths that could position them more favorably for crypto growth and stability. This isn't just about making market capitalization, it's about fundamental characteristics that provide a distinct Ethereum advantage. So what gives Ethereum holders a critical Ethereum advantage? Staking yields, regulatory clarity, and greater room for growth. These combined elements paint a picture of more robust and adaptable asset for institutional portfolios, particularly when compared to Bitcoin's primary function as a store of value. The current market conditions, where the MNAV is trading below 1, could naturally lead to consolidation within the industry. Kendrick's forecasts differing M&A strategies based on primary crypto holdings. For Ethereum holding firms, the resilience offered by Ethereum Advantage coupled with potential income from staking could make these companies attractive acquisitions. So that's why you might want to be able to, or might want to buy some of their stock. For BTC holding firms, companies prominently holding Bitcoin, such as Strategy, might opt for a different approach. Instead of buying more Bitcoin in the downturn, Kendrick suggests they would be more inclined to acquire competitors. So he's insinuating here that you could see companies like Strategy start to accumulate Ethereum for things like the staking bonuses, right? For firms considering or already holding cryptocurrencies, understanding these nuances is critical. The analysis from Standard Charter provides actionable insights. Evaluate your portfolio, monitor regulatory shifts, and look beyond price. Standard Charter Perspective offers a compelling look into the evolving world of institutional crypto investments. The concept of an Ethereum advantage rooted in staking yields, regulatory potential, and growth opportunities presents a powerful argument for firms seeking resilience and strategic positioning. As the markets mature, understanding these differentiators will be key to unlocking sustainable value and navigating complexities. But for me personally, guys, I'll look at staking more, DeFi staking, as we enter the bear market. That's what we'll be doing over on the Patreon in that time frame, is we will be looking for passive income opportunities and how to help people make their money work for them. Overcome, what's up, man? Oh, House, even if we don't get rate cuts in the next 6 months, we will still have a bull run. I agree, oh, House. I was going to say that, in the short term, listen, there's zero chance, in my opinion, that we get no rate cuts this month. But hypothetically, like Ohouse just said, if we had no rate cuts for the next 6 months, that wouldn't stop the bull run from happening. I agree with that. Crypto lending apps witness unprecedented 41.5 billion borrowing surge. Now, it's funny because I just did a live stream on Saturday. On Saturdays on the channel, we have special guest Saturdays where we have a special guest come in and we do a live stream together. So this past Saturday was my main guy, Rule Black. I get the hiccups again. And Rule and I were talking about the importance and the emergence of DeFi borrowing, lending protocols, right? We were talking how Zbex should have one, XPR, MetalPay, XCN, SwiftCoin, right? Very, very big. And then here we are just a couple of days later, and look what we have. In the world of decentralized finance, the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi, is buzzing with activity. And a recent milestone highlights its incredible expansion. A total value of assets borrowed from crypto lending apps have officially reached an astonishing all-time high of $41.5 billion. This unprecedented surge reported by Unfolded signs a significant shift in how individuals and institutions are interacting with digital assets. This record figure is not just a number, it represents a growing confidence and utility within the DeFi ecosystem. It shows that more people are looking to leverage their cryptocurrency holdings without selling them outright, using these platforms for various financial strategies. This is next level. This is just one more reason why banks do not like crypto, guys, right? Think about it. Taking out crypto-backed loans, not having to sell your crypto, keeping that value, yet being able to borrow against it. That's next level versus fiat and the banking system that charges you ridiculous rates, right? So we're going to dive deeper into this in a video later today, guys, but very, very important stuff. Let's segue back over to Squawk Box, and we're going to talk about Solana has had a better performance than Bitcoin over the last 4 years, says Pantera's Dan Moorhead.
Investment firm Pantera announcing a Solana digital asset treasury company to be listed on the NASDAQ. Joining us right now is the man behind it all, it's Dan Moorhead. He's the founder and managing partner of Pantera. Good morning to you. Good to see you. Help explain what's going on here. I want to understand what you're doing, but also this sort of larger phenomena of these treasury companies and how we and the public and investors should think about them.
Sure. So for 12 years, we've been trying to provide access, but it's normally to very institutional investors. This is the first product we've ever offered that you can just go buy at your brokerage account. So it allows access to cryptocurrencies to kind of normal investors. And so far, Solana doesn't even have an ETF. So it's very, very difficult for a normal investor to get access to Solana.
And is this a levered fund?
No, it's just a way to own Solana, get yields on Solana with no leverage. It's a very simple company, actually. All it does is just buy Solana.
Just buys Solana. And over time, as more people get access to the actual coins, how do you think that changes the dynamic with the treasury companies and the ETFs? I mean, I think that's one of the big questions is people can buy Bitcoin directly through a Coinbase or whatever, or they can buy Solana, or they can buy it now through a treasury. And how you see over time that sort of mix taking place.
Yeah, there's an evolution. We launched the first Bitcoin fund in the world. That was the easiest way to get access. Then now an ETF is very easy. So you don't have to get a wallet. You don't have to do all these complicated things. That's going to happen to each of these major currencies like Solana. Right now, there's no ETF. It's very difficult to get. Most people don't have a Coinbase wallet. So for people with a brokerage account, this is the easiest way to get access.
How do you think about Ethereum versus Solana right now?
So they both,
in terms of the better bet.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of important blockchains over time. Solana is the fastest, cheapest, most performant, and so it's actually had better performance than even Bitcoin over the last 4 years. And that's why we want to have access to normal investors to something that's not very well known, but actually has been outperforming.
Do you think that one, though, outperforms the other? They're used for different purposes. One, it's a winner take all. What's your thought?
No, it isn't. It's not like there's not a winner take all on the internet, right? We have lots of different internet companies. There will be lots of blockchains that are important. But our biggest position is Solana. We have 1.1 billion of Solana on our books.
But how many different protocols do you think long-term? So yes, there's lots of companies, but there's not lots of protocols on the internet.
Great question. I think there's a single-digit number of layer ones, things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, not thousands, but definitely not one.
See, I disagree with that wholeheartedly, guys. That is an ignorant statement. People are saying that because they're like people who are holding certain layer ones are saying these kinds of things because they want everyone to pour into the layer one that they're holding. I did an analogy the other day where I talked about layer ones and crypto projects like restaurants, right? Restaurants around the world, global, everywhere. You have big restaurants, you have massive chains, you have small mom and pop restaurants. But just because McDonald's exists doesn't mean that the mom and pop restaurant down the street can't exist as well. You'll have big chains, big layer ones, you'll have small ones, right? You're not gonna see a world where there's only a handful of layer ones. There's only like single digit layer ones, single digit networks. There's gonna be hundreds, thousands of networks forever. Again, just like restaurants, you don't see there only being allowed to be, one or two or three or even five chains of restaurants and then nobody else eats at any of the other restaurants. It doesn't work that way. That's not the way our society is set up. That's not the way business is set up, right? So I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything that you've seen come on the scene where you go, that technology is actually better?
Well, right now, Solana. Our biggest position is Solana. We've had huge positions in Ethereum in the past. We used to be 100% Bitcoin. Something could come out tomorrow.
Is there anything out there, though, that's interesting to you? The reason I ask is I would hope that, Solana was created many years ago. Ethereum was created many years ago. Bitcoin was created many, many years ago.
Yeah.
I would like to think that technology and technologists have come up with better solutions since then.
He just brought up another fantastic point as well, guys. And that is that we've seen this. Anyone who's been around for multiple cycles has already seen what he's talking about, right? Layer ones, for example, right? You've got this guy from Standard Chartered. He's talking about how Solana is just going to be a forever winner, right? Technology doesn't work that way. You can go to Best Buy tomorrow, buy a desktop computer, bring it home. By the time you get it set up, there's a brand new computer at Best Buy that's more advanced than the one that you just bought. That's the way technology works. Same thing with cell phones, whatever, right? So the thing is, every cycle, so Bitcoin was the first layer one. We came through the next cycle, Ethereum came along, right? A next generation layer one that was supposed to be more advanced technologically, which it is, right? And then what happened? Another cycle came along. What happened? You had your Cardanos, your HBARs, your Algorands, your XRPs. All these other layer ones came along that were next generation technology. And I'm telling you this right now, we're already seeing the emergence of like BlockDAG, for example, with projects like Caspa, right? Next generation layer ones are coming along. In the next bull run, you will see more next generation layer ones that are more advanced than the current layer ones, right? So to say that like, well, no, we're just going to be, Ethereum and Solana and then maybe like Cardano and stuff like that. And there's never going to be any other good developments on layer ones. No other layer one is ever going to come along and be more advanced or anything like that. That's all BS. Of course, there's going to be advancements in technology, right? You will see better layer ones come along in the next cycle, and then the next cycle after that, and then the next cycle after that, because that's how technology works. It continues to get better and better. To use the internet, for example, we had what? We had dial-up, right? Well, look how many generations we've had of versions of internet since dial-up, right? Same thing with movies. You had your VHS tapes, your projections, then your VHS tapes. Then you had CDs. Then you had Blu-ray. Now you have streaming, right? So to sit there and say that, there's never going to be any more layer ones that are more developed or more advanced or anything like that, it's malarkey. It's malarkey.
Well, Solana could do, I think, 9 billion transactions a day, which is more than all capital markets combined. So
right.
It's not obvious you need that next thing past Solana.
So you think it just doesn't matter?
Yeah, and there might be other use cases, other like Ripple's going after Swift, Bitcoin's digital gold. There's several different major use cases, but Solana's very good at the performant blockchain.
Is there a staking element to all of this?
Yeah, so Solana typically yields about 7%. And that's another thing, a typical investor that wants to buy $10,000 of Solana is probably not going to figure out how to do that. Whereas our digital asset treasury company will do that for them.
Explain how it works to the public.
So you buy a ticker just like any other stock.
No. Yeah. How you capture the 7%, and why
so like
why somebody who owns Solana directly wouldn't be capturing that?
It's cumbersome to do staking. You have to find a staking company. You have to pay them, all those things, and so it's just cumbersome. People could do it themselves, but it's just a hassle. And so most people don't.
Not.
When you look at the price of Bitcoin right now, since you started there, what do you think it ultimately lands at? And what do you think the window is right now for it?
Oh, I've been saying this for a long time. It's roughly doubled every year for 12 years that we've been doing this. So I think it keeps doing that for at least a few more years. It's still a very low single-digit percentage of global wealth. So I think it could go up to 750,000 in the next 4 or 5 years.
Okay, so you're not in the million camp, though?
Not in the next 4 or 5 years, but in our lifetimes, yeah.
And where are you on Ethereum and Solana?
So I think, Solana is only 1/20th of the market cap of Bitcoin. So I think it can outperform over time. And I think it's our current opinion that it outperforms Ethereum.
See, I agree. I like some of the stuff that he had to say. The problem is that he's, obviously shilling Solana because, his company is buying Solana. So he's obviously going to say what he needs to say, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so some of the stuff he said I agree with, some I don't. Looking at Bitcoin trying to make another climb up, guys. Look at that. We're back to neutral on the day where we opened this candle. Look at that crazy candle, guys. Look at a massive wick to the upside, massive wick to the downside. Insane. Absolutely insane. All right, guys, I'm going to go have lunch, and then I will be live over on the Patreon. If you want to continue this conversation, get over there, guys. Like I said, we dropped Avantis about 3 or 4 days ago. We hit a 466% return on that, guys. You want to get in early on these gems. Our trading group is also knocking it out of the park with our copy pro trading, our swing trading, our spot trading, and everything in between. We partnered with BTCC to get that done. So check it out, guys. Join our trading group today as well. If you want to learn how to trade, we can teach you that as well. And also, just so you know, we created training courses as well. Technical analysis training courses, how to do proper research, how to find microcap gems yourself. And these courses are free to all Patreon members of all tiers. So check that out, guys. It's all free as a Patreon member. And the price to be a Patreon member, it's less than the price of a cup of coffee, my friends. So if you were in on Avantis with us 3 or 4 days ago, you would have made a 466% return for the price of a cup of coffee. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.